Minister, you're very welcome. I don't believe I've spoken to you before. The coronavirus pandemic has massively impacted many industries in this country and across the globe. However, in this country, in Ireland, aviation has been particularly affected. What has the government done about it? In 2018, there were 140,000 jobs in aviation and the air transport sector in Ireland. And in addition to that employment, there were 105 jobs supported and created by those 140 jobs. Around 4,000 workers have already left the industry since the outbreak of the pandemic, and only last week the President of the Irish Airline Pilots Association warned that 5,000 more would be lost before winter. I have stated that these 4,000 jobs were butchered by this government's inaction, and a further 5,000 more will soon be butchered too. 480 jobs went when Stobart closed down. 3,000 more jobs might go in Ryanair very soon if pay cuts cannot be agreed. And despite the government's shock and dismay at Ryanair cutbacks and all the finger-wagging that was done in here, more jobs have gone and more will continue to go in all of our airlines. So yes, jobs have been butchered. The worst part in this, that is not the end. This is only the beginning of the damage to the aviation industry. This is going to get worse until the government decides to help make it better. How, then, can we make things better? To begin with, where is the EU digital certificate that will allow Irish people to travel? Last week, there were 12 countries using the pass already. Ireland will not be using it until July the 19th. That is 3 weeks away. The aviation industry in this country does not have 3 weeks. According to the EU website today, Ireland today is technically ready to connect to the EU DCC gateway. So why are we not connected? What is the delay? There have been calls for a new task force and approved restart plan. I was shocked to learn in the Irish Times article last month that this country has a restart plan for our dog parlour industry before we had a restart plan for our aviation industry. Does air travel not mean anything to us? Does this sector of our economy not mean anything to us? Do we not care about the livelihoods of 245,000 Irish people? Throughout this pandemic, we've been told to follow the data and science, but this nation is unique to the hundreds of other nations across the world that allow antigen testing. On this point of antigen testing, Ireland is following no data, no science. Rather, Ireland is following the cautions of NPHET, Dr. Tola Hoolan and Dr. Mary Keogan, who warned that antigen testing could be falsified. This is bad management on the part of the government and the minister. Does our public health body know something that nations across the globe do not know? Antigen testing directly before a fight is not foolproof, as no scientific test is, but it is a further layer of protection. It is a further step to opening up, and it would be a further commitment to our airlines that our people working and to our people working in those airlines. In November, Minister Eamon Ryan said that the coronavirus resulted in a sharp reduction in air travel, not just in Ireland, but across the globe and in Europe. Well, this is untrue. We have had 90% reduction in flights in 2019 to now in this country, according to the Eurocontrol reports. Meanwhile, Germany, for example, has only had 59% decrease. We are falling behind, and we cannot afford to. Ireland owns and operates 60% of the world's leased aircraft. We are a small island nation, and 90% of our inward travel is by plane. We are a growing economy, and we rely on foreign direct investment that executives travelling to Ireland bring. Yet, here we are with one of the worst affected and least supported aviation industries in the world. The German government has pumped €10 billion into Lufthansa. What has our aviation industry received? €80 million and an old task force looking after it. We can't just throw money at it. That is not what I'm suggesting. But we must start supporting the aviation industry. We must start listening to their pleas and look at a plan. This industry needs the government to show them a guiding light, but right now, I dare say, this government doesn't have a guiding light, and this is not acceptable. I urge the government to prioritise the aviation industry before it is too late. Thank you, Minister.